recording.
Hold on, we in there. Hey, this is Wait a Minute Morning Show.
Yes,
and for our special guest today, man, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this song because only he will understand. Only he will understand what this means. You know what I'm saying? Putting on from the shot, baby. You know what I'm saying? Shot City. We in the building.
Wait a minute.
Hold up. Wait a minute. What you know about it, Lee? Hello. Yeah.
Hey. I couldn't footwork. It's sitting down. I never could grasp the concept. Your feet gotta go this way.
Right.
Things like I ain't ambidextrous with the feet like that. I ain't.
Hey man, hey, I'm from Chicago, born and raised, man. I love the footwork, man. That's my environment, man. That's my element. But no, this Wait a Minute Morning Show, and y'all know who it is, man. It's the boy, Mr. Watch Your What, Watch Your Tone, and B.E.N.
Benjamin, you know.
And today we'll be featuring a special guest to kick off the show. Go ahead, give him all his credentials.
This our boy Leroy, man. Leroy Johnson, man, director of urban promotion with Warner Music Group.
Okay, he also worked with Atlantic Records, Epic Records, as well as Empire Distribution. Go crazy! What up, Lee?
Yeah. Y'all got the juice this morning, man.
Hey, we've been up and at it, man.
Kids, man, grind in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Thanks for coming on our show, though, Lee, man. We really appreciate this.
No, it's all good, man. I appreciate the invite. You know, Ben, we've been rocking out for a minute, man. Just like for the platform, love what you all are doing. So, just rock out however I can.
Yeah, man.
You,
so we'll put you on notice podcast, man. We really just try to raise awareness to, special individuals out there. We want to give you your flowers, man, for all that you've been doing. So I want you to just put us on notice about yourself. Lee, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Man, just paying dues in the music business, man. I started off just trying to get my cousin on the radio. I ended up in the internship at GCI. I had a cousin that rapped. I was doing a production. I'm like, man, if I can get on this, if I can get us on the radio, we'd be out of here.
Right.
There it kind of ended up getting an internship at the radio station, getting in there, learning everything I could, became an asset, started getting on air, that type of thing. And then I had my program director at the time. I had his ear for what was hot in the streets, what was going on. A lot of record labels saw that I could, help with getting them the record started at radio. And so, from there, I just kind of navigated to the label side, which is what I was always trying to get to. So I use radio as a tool to help get me there.
Right. That's what's up, man. Starting your career off, with WGC 1075 WGCI. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta let y'all know that was one of my favorite stations, bro. Period, man.
Right.
But like starting off at WGCI, man, what was some of the things that you learned from your, first experience, working with radio?
Man, when I walked in the first day, I think Nas was through there, Busta Rhymes came through there.
Go crazy.
It just made the game real to me because, when you start off, you watch it from the crib, you see the videos, you see the magazines, and that was the music industry. Those were how you connected to your favorite artists. So to be able to actually feel that energy and meet some of the folks you respected and admired in person, like it was a game changer for me. So when I walked in, I'm like, yo, I'm never leaving. This is it. It's what I want to do, And from there, you really grind it out in radio. There's always should be a vision that you want to have, the reason why you're there. For me, that reason was to help get to the label side. So, I learned a lot about music. I just used to think folks play whatever music they wanted to when they was on the radio.
Right.
Yeah, that's not the case.
Learn how the music comes through the system, and you learn about programming, you learn about commercials, you learn about just advertising and the promotion side of it. And for me, I even learned about the engineering side of it, like how the towers work and how the signal covers the city in different areas. When you drive and you hit, Racine and Kenosha, you start to get down toward Gurnee and the signal getting fading, understanding that. And it just taught me a lot about relationship building and networking and how to touch hands with everybody who comes through the door and how that kind of spreads to help propel your career. Because at the end of the day, it's about relationships, man. You get to a point where you're not even showing a resume as much as it is people saying, this your man's, you
right.
On you fall apart, and it just kind of goes from there. So radio was an amazing tool for me.
So it sounded like you pretty much took advantage of the opportunity, which I would say Ben and myself did as well. Worked for iHeart. We both started promotions,
Definitely trying to walk in these footsteps.
Trying to walk in these footsteps as far as, we both tried to learn producing, or we both have learned producing, We've learned how to, you know, be out in the field, and you know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily recruiting artists or anything like that, but in the sense of promoting the different stations, man, and just taking advantage of what we was around, bro.
Yeah, I like the way you hold on, we ain't doing this now. We ain't
right.
we ain't using the place, but we do listen to music. That's
right.
Nah, they're amazing tools, man. I think a lot of people, you know, because folks who are passionate about the business don't have a lot of outlets in a lot of areas. I mean, a lot of it takes place in New York, LA, Atlanta, and then you have a few little, you know, pockets but when you are in one of those areas where it doesn't really happen as much, the radio station is usually your biggest, like, you know, place to go where the real music industry is happening at. So it's an amazing tool for folks.
Right.
What gave you that drive and that determination? Because, you know, Lee, coming from where I mean, just being black, you know, and the fact of not having those opportunities like that, you know, man, you must have been like very optimistic about your situations, the things that are possible. What gave you that, man?
You know, I just had a dad who was always on some, you know, killer instinct type of stuff. You know, he's a professional bowler. He's in the NBA of bowling. He's in the PBA.
Oh, okay. That's dope.
On the tour and, like, you know, on TV when on Saturday mornings and that type of thing, and he's still active at it. But you know, sports, you competitive, and you know, I played ball coming up. I never got my growth spurt. You know what I'm saying? So by junior year in high school, like, I need to get a job because
hey, get a little homie his ball back.
I wasn't getting drafted. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I probably need to get a gig. But you know, I just never wanted to get put out of nowhere. You know, I just felt like if I got an opportunity, like, I can max out. Like, you give me the keys to a place, like, I could run the building.
Right.
And so when I got that opportunity and I was like, yo, I'm never leaving, like, I'm in it. And you literally, y'all know how it is, you grind it out, man. You pay dues in a lot of these fields. You pay dues in radio. I heard somebody say on the other day, like, if you ain't never slept at the station before, you
wasn't in it. You wasn't in it, bro.
For real.
Yeah. So, I just never wanted to get put out, man. I wanted to be able to walk out on my own terms, you know.
Right.
So your current job title is what again?
Senior Director of Promotions for Warner.
Right.
Okay. So what all does that entail for you right now?
A lot of times it's to help to get the radio records, to get records up the charts at the radio stations. You know, we really want to have our records in position to compete out here. We want to go for #1 for every title we drop. So a lot of relationship building, a lot of calling radio, a lot of staying in tune with DJs, a lot of seeing how we can create win-win relationships with radio to help everybody have a larger profile. So
right.
You know, you get the records, and then you try to get them into as many places as you can. You know, when the pandemic wasn't going on, it was the clubs. You know, now it's streaming, it's Shazam, and it's everything you can do to get your records a higher profile.
Right. And like you said before, I'm sorry, because I know you should go.
Go ahead.
Like you said before, though, like you know, going into radio, you thought you could just put anything on the radio.
Right.
I thought it was the same way, but no, it's an actual structure.
It's a science.
Bro. Like,
and like you said, it's relationships too. It's relationships.
Yeah, and then when you get on this side, you think like some of the larger profile artists, like, man, you think you can just walk their radio, as soon as their records come out, they go on the air, and it's like, nah, that ain't necessarily the case.
Right.
There's a lot of people like myself who are fighting at the various companies, be it Def Jam or Interscope or Atlantic or, you know, Capitol, who are going in, and we're all fighting for the same slots that radio has. So I'm fighting for PD just as hard as Capitol's fighting for Lil Baby, and Def Jam with Big Sean and 2 Chainz, and Interscope with Cardi and, you know, Gucci, or, you know, we're all fighting to get these same slots.
Go ahead, name drop there. Drop the names there.
What are some tools or what are some things that actually help you get those placements? Is it just, you know, just buying food, or is it like how do you know?
I feel that.
I mean, it's a lot of times it is a relationship. They do play a major key. I mean, at the end of the day, you want to have the best record, you know. So the records start from the incubator stage, which is, you know, the artists creating them with the A&Rs, and then them rifling through records to see which records have the best chance to compete. And then from there, it's like, yo, you take the records in, and you want to position them and try to put them into a space where people like, yo, I see the vision behind these records. I'm going to play it as many times as possible.
Right.
You know, sometimes it can be relationships, you know, and it's It's kind of like if you all, you know, you riding a 2-seater, you in the coupe that day, y'all leaving the club, you got 2 homies, 3 homies that need a ride, you're gonna be like, which one is my closest homie at the moment?
Right.
Which one really needs to go, you know, get to the crib with the most urgency at the moment, you know?
Right.
So a lot of it's time, and time plays into it too. It's like if you have the, like, sometimes your record is only as good as what's out, you know?
Right.
Right. That's fire right there. That's fire.
But that's real though. I mean, you might have a Tyler Perry movie and the movie might come out, it's the #1 movie for the weekend. But if you got an Avengers movie, Pixar dropped something, that same movie that's #1, which is still a great movie, you know, it's fighting for that much more position. That it's only that so much room left. So, you know, you competing out here.
Right.
That's something I don't think, you know, a lot of artists even realize, because, you know, a lot of artists trying to strive just even to get up on the radio. They're not realizing that their records is competing with a Beyonce or like a Drake,
right.
You know?
And my question to you is, how beneficial is radio to an artist's success?
Ooh.
You know, streaming and get you paid, radio makes you a star, you know?
How so? How so? Like, elaborate.
Hey, man, it's just like, man, like you might have a dope show on the internet and it might be popping and you might be doing really well with it, but you get that NBC look, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Grandma like, yo, that came on after Wheel of Fortune.
Right.
and you might not even be that might not be as lucrative as what you're doing on the internet.
Right.
They give you that profile. So now that you've been on NBC, now you got The View calling you to be on there. You know, now you hosting award shows and that type of thing, you know, because you just have a higher profile. It's almost like it separates the boys from the men at times, you know.
Would you say it's also helping you connect and build that relationship with the communities, like, you know what I'm saying, communities around you or whatever, because being on the radio, they definitely push a lot of local artists at times, you know what I mean? So like, would you say it's helped building that relationship with the community?
Yeah, I think so. I think, man, it's so many tools out here now, man, and it's so many tools to be able to get your music and to get exposure on these different platforms. And I think radio does have the local touch to it, man. It's definitely needed.
Yeah.
You know, I know for artists it can be hard sometimes to get on the radio.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Tools come into place because there's no blueprint to this. I mean, we have records and labels have records where you think that the record is gonna pop on one platform and it doesn't, you know, and then it pops on TikTok or something, and then that TikTok story comes back and the vision is clearer to all the other platforms, and they're like, yo, let's get it started here. Even though you set out to get it on radio, it was the streaming story or a sync deal where it played during the Super Bowl that really popped that record off. So it's no blueprint to it. You just want to try to cover all bases.
Right.
What do you think the future of this is right now, man? Because you know, along with the whole pandemic, obviously, you know, they definitely hit the music industry in the gut. But you know, it forces the game changers to, you know, to be innovators. You know, to be innovative, to think about new ideas. And you know, with you being the senior VP, you know, I'm pretty certain you got a cap on your head. You know, you really got a lot of thoughts. So what are a few things that you think, you know, are going to be useful in the future, or just build upon?
First off, that Cowboys hat on. I just want to point that out.
I take a lot of flack from it, but you know, man, and you know, his hat don't got a lot to do with football around here.
Oh, okay.
I feel that.
I'm a Bears fan. I can't talk too much, but hey, we good.
I'm hoping we pull it. You know, I'm always going for the home team.
Right.
No, the hat was just on sale, so you know.
I feel that.
But where's it going? Look, I've always wanted or felt like folks should approach it as if there were no labels, as if there were no radio. What would you do to get your music, your message out there? Because at the end of the day, that's really what it's about. Like, we approach the thing as an artist, like you should have something you want to say.
Right.
You should want to yell it from every mountaintop you can. And I think a lot of times folks just be like, yo, I want to be on this platform because it solidifies me and that type of thing. But if you got something you want to say, bro, you're going to fight to get it out everywhere you can.
Facts.
And so I say, man, definitely using the Instagrams, the TikToks, the streaming services. You know, again, it's just no platform. It's hard to say.
It's like open season right now.
Right, it's the Wild West, and we got divisions at labels now, man, that we didn't have 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, digital, they got folks who, you know, attack, like I attack radio, and so they got folks who attacking influencers now.
Yeah.
You know, the social influence, it wasn't a job 10 years ago.
Right.
But these influencers are having just as much impact on the success of the record. So it's kind of hard to say what's coming down the path, because it might be the virtual thing next, where you putting on a helmet. Now we got virtual concert promoters. Virtual department in the building, you know?
Right.
Never know.
So you pretty much just saying take advantage of all social media platforms, take advantage of everything that's around you pretty much.
Yeah, and you know, I was gonna say the hand to hand too, but you know, when the pandemic comes, you know, the live performances as well. Like I feel like folks should be more active with street performing. You know?
I agree.
Out here to me, you know, folks feel like that's beneath them. I'm like, gee, you got an audience every day.
Yeah,
you get paid off the game every day, off your art every day. Like, why would you like shun that? You know?
Right.
Yeah. That's smart. That's really smart, because that's kind of like a lost part of the hustle of just being an artist. You know, just being out there playing the flute or playing the violin. I mean, nowadays, you know, we could just be out there rapping. People be out there rapping and singing.
You getting instant tax-free money right there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to do a job. Just, man, go do your art every day in the spot.
Nothing is beneath you.
Yeah.
Real talk, man. Lee, it's a pleasure having you, bro. What are your plans moving forward, man? What you got planned for the future?
Look, man, I'm definitely trying to, you know, stay in the seats as long as possible. You know, folks like to die in the music game. You don't see a lot of retirement parties around here. Like,
I feel that.
Folks gonna rock out till they get put out. You know?
Right.
I definitely want to keep that going. Definitely want to be able to help the next group of artists that's coming up. You know, at the end of the day, if I feel passionate about something, if I think something is really special, you know, I raise my hand about it. There's other things too, always other streams, man. Real estate, I'm digging my hands into that. It's going pretty good.
What interests you about the whole real estate game right now, man? Because I mean,
it's
you know,
lucrative.
It's lucrative, but I'm trying to understand the game myself. Shoot.
Yeah, long story short, man, I had my godmom. She's really my god, like my mom's best friend from the sandbox. And, you know, when I was a shorty, I see her with like, you know, a bunch of athletes and artists, and you know, I thought she was just taking some cool pictures, but she was investing. She was investing their bread. You know? And she used to be in my ear from the time I was 16. She was like, started working. You need to be doing this with your money. You need to be doing this. You know, so take this money. And I'm like,
that's that Star Title hustle, man. That's a Chicago education.
I'm like, man, I'm trying to buy Jordan, G. Got a Cutlass, it needs some shoes on it. I'm trying to put the sounds in the trunk. I listened to her for 20 years.
Right.
And then you start making some money. You get in the game, you start getting you get popped off.
Right.
You don't have it. Then you check to check. Man, I got tired of that feeling.
Right.
I got let go, because you know they say you're not in the game till you get let go. You know, so get that rug pulled from up under you, and then you looking around, and I got tired of that feeling, man. So I called her like, what was that shit? What were you talking about?
Right.
And she, man, and within a few years, she set me up to have a stable income, whether you working or whether you not. Now, I'm gonna tell you, it took some sacrifice.
Right, of course.
The debt diet is real.
Yeah.
She would always tell me like, what's your plan with the money? She'd be like, yo, save this amount. And I'd be like, nah, man, have it pull out of your check. I just wasn't trying to hear it. But she was saying, if you don't have a plan for the money, it's gone. You're not gonna know what you do with it. You know, you're not even gonna miss it if you saving it. And so, yeah, bro, she just put me on the path to have sustainable income. And when you walk around, your swag a little different. You walk these buildings a little different, because you're like, man, I don't need y'all like that. Like, we don't work in partnership, because I'm able to sustain myself now. You know, it was powerful, bro. Like saving. You wish you could give somebody the experience earlier. You could tell them about it, but you can't give them the experience. They just got to.
They got to do it themselves.
Sustainability, that's my goal too, bro. That's love, King.
It's so crazy, because we was literally just talking about this whole concept one of our financial investors. His name's Barney. But we were just talking about as far as like, a lot of times people give us advice and stuff, but we don't apply it up until it's like crunch time. Like it's like, dang, I should have listened, like you said, to my aunt this whole time. She been putting me on game. Yeah, that's up me, man, straight up.
Yeah, you just got to go through it, man. You get to a certain point. Hopefully you get to a point in your life where you just like when your parents talking to you, man, that stuff don't make sense till you older. You don't get it. You give you, if I gave $100 bill to an infant, they gonna be tearing it up. They don't understand
right.
Until they go through it and be like, oh, this what that was about. All right, I'm gonna hold on to this money.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. So you was resilient, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so so that, man, real estate, and then I like just trying to like create something. I think everybody should have something that they selling online. I mean,
especially now, right?
Yeah, because we going to get into the space where you can't trade your time for money anymore. You can't trade hours for money. Like, we gonna get older. These bodies ain't necessarily built to hold up forever.
You know what? In all honesty, Lee, bro, I feel like 10 years from now or something like that, we're not going to be using like actual paper anymore, but people really going to be paying for attention. Going back to the whole streaming thing, bro, it's like we going to be like, oh, streaming costs this much. If I got this much of attention, that's how much, man, we really in a different time where everything is restructuring itself, So, but straight up, it really is a good time, especially for somebody who, has a great mind or has a good head on their shoulders and is willing to innovate and go out there and take a few risks. I feel like the Jay-Z's and Beyonce's right now in the future is really being created right now. Smack dab.
Taking them risks, man. Like you said, hey, that's crucial, bro. You definitely gotta have a little bit of the, man, it's whatever type of mentality.
Right.
Take some risks, man. I took some risks, man. Moving to Atlanta, I wasn't getting what I wanted out of the game in Chicago. I moved to Atlanta for a year, but it took me 2 years to build up the courage to do that.
Right.
It changed my life, but it was a risk I took. I was scared, man. You don't want to leave
that opportunity taught you something about yourself, man. It helped you grow as an individual. So yeah.
Well, I want to ask you though, Lee, what even led you to that? Because a lot of times, just being, I don't know, man, sometimes I think it's a Midwest type thing or whatever, but being scared to leave from the box, being afraid to venture out. What led you to that point to be like, man, I gotta take this opportunity in Atlanta. Like, this is gonna be what's best for me. Well, what got you there, bro?
I just wanted to get closer to the music industry, man. And by the time I came to Chicago, felt like it was at the consumer point of it. Like people coming through to do parties, to promote their stuff, but they ain't living, they ain't breathing, they ain't working out of it.
Right.
And I wanted to
You right, bro. You right.
I wanted to get to where it was happening at the incubator stage, like grassroots level, like when we in the studio getting at it. Because like I said, I was passionate about production, so I wanted to get close to where that stuff was happening at. And for me, it was gonna be New York or LA. And man, I got the opportunity because of radio. I was tight with my program director. One day I came in his office. I'm swinging like Trey from Boys in the Hood, like, man, I'm tired of this.
No more.
Man, he asked me a question that is still impactful to this day. He said, "Who has the job you want?" I'm like, shit. Kevin Loud, man, like Leroy Cohen, they doing the stuff I want to do. And when Atlanta came through the building, he introduced me. He was like, "Listen, man, it's my young homie. He got these crazy ideas of being in the music industry. You want to leave, man? Y'all, my people. Look out for him." And the guy was like, "Yo," I told him, I'm thinking about moving to Atlanta. He said, "When you get to Atlanta, call me." And that was all I needed.
Right.
And I wasn't set on Atlanta at that time. But when he said that, "Yo, when you get to Atlanta, call me," I was like, man, somebody from Atlanta told me to call, bro. And that was the nail. That was the push I needed. That was the gas.
Right.
And I called him and he said, "All right, go meet with this man." And he gave me an internship at Atlantic Records.
Right.
And because the building was there, I got to work at Atlantic in Atlanta every day. I got to work at the branch.
That's love.
That's how it went for me.
Man, once again, Lee, we appreciate you. And I do want to leave with that lasting quote. Who has the job that you want?
Who has the job that you want?
Man, bro. Like, real talk, that's powerful.
I kind of rephrase that to who's doing what you want to do. Like, who's that person? Because that way you can have that You know that.
Right.
You can see yourself somewhere for real.
And then all right, cool. I need to be here.
That's a law of attraction. You know,
for real.
That's like seeing. That's really powerful,
That's
bro.
powerful,
That's like seeing your mansion that you want to have, that your dream house one day, your dream job, quote unquote.
Right.
And especially for, again, going into the music industry, a lot of these positions or whatever titles just kind of get thrown around sometimes. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's powerful.
That's what's up, man. I'm moved.
Right.
Moved.
But appreciate you once again, Lee, man. Continue to be great.
Wait, yo, because I got one more question to actually. Who gave you your most important advice? Maybe not even just the music industry, maybe just life advice for you to be who you are today.
Wow. Oh man, most important advice. That's one of them questions when I be seeing folks, they get stumped and I be sitting there like, that's an easy question.
Right.
Man, I took so many jewels, man, from the quotes. I got a Deepak Chopra one. He's like, what people think about you is none of your business. You know, Les Brown got one I think is really dope, but he said you don't have to be good to get started, but you have to get started to be good. You know?
I listen to Les Brown a lot too. I love that one.
Yeah, so some of those quotes, man, I take with me and I just live by those quotes every day.
Man, that's what's up, Lee. That's what's up. Hey, continue to motivate us, man. Continue to uplift your community, bro. And continue to just be great, King. We appreciate you once again for joining, put you on this podcast, Wait a Minute Morning Show.
Appreciate you, Lee, man.
Stand up like Keenan Ivory Wayans, naked as hell under here.
That was a dope interview with the boy Leroy Johnson, man.
Leroy Johnson,
I appreciate you once again for joining us. You know what I'm saying? Chi-Town put on for the city.
Chi-Town rep up.
And now we got the boy, Big Web. Y'all know Big Web. This the lover in the building. What up, bro?
Your new favorite Noopy, favorite Capper. You see the red, baby.
Here you go, man. He getting ready for the cross up, man. Cross up dropping this week as well. So y'all gotta make sure y'all tune into that. And, but hey, what the F, Ben?
What the F?
What the F, Ben?
Now y'all know. No, for real. Y'all know damn well we cannot talk about this. We couldn't have this segment this week without talking about them bum rushing the state capitol.
The are you talking about them terrorists?
Yeah, the terrorists.
You talking about them terrorists?
Terrorists doing that. You know, I know how y'all feel, man. I think all black people feel the same sentiment, bro. Like, if that was us, we would have been dead. You know, a lot more of us would have been arrested. It actually probably wouldn't even got that far.
They wouldn't have made it into the building. We know that.
Facts.
Yeah, man.
So, but what do y'all think? What do y'all think really happened right there to where the reason why they were allowed to even elevate it that far? What
So man, like
it was a pure setup, man. Trump set all that up. Because ain't no way they getting through all that top flight security,
right,
and get to where they got to.
Shit, was it top flight though? Because you see the black dude running,
bruh,
go, bro.
How many flights of stairs? He's like, hold on. Never mind. Hold on. Never mind.
Help! Third floor. Bro,
help me, please. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. That was messed up.
That was, and the thing is, he wasn't going up stair by stair. He doing 2, 3, 4, 5.
But who's recording him though?
I swear to God,
who was recording him?
Who's the cameraman, bro? Because they running with him.
They getting it all, man. Listen, you gotta think about it, fam. Like, okay, the police is trained when they shoot to kill. So imagine what type of training people in the Capitol is when they are getting breached.
Is it shoot to kill or shoot to defuse the situation?
No, police are
shoot to kill.
Oh, okay. Is that
from
if you black or if that's if you white?
It's supposed to be for everything.
For them black bodies out there, man. You know, it's shoot to kill.
But I'm saying, so we know the level of training police officers have. So what do you think it is for people that's protecting the Capitol?
I mean, honestly, I think it got to be the same. Because for that, I mean, again, RIP to this woman who lost her life. But that bullet shot straight through that glass. So whoever had to,
I'm
they
not
knew what they was doing. Popped it right in her neck.
I'm not one to wish death or
not at all. Rest that girl's soul.
I feel you, but
Should have been more bodies.
she put her, hello. I'm
More
not.
bodies.
Hey,
He ain't the only one that should have been.
treason.
Man.
Hey, I'm just
Those are
saying.
terrorists. Those are
Like,
terrorists.
just think about how many African American, how many people of color been shot for the littlest things,
All
bro.
things for breathing, for running.
Huh? Jacob Blake, he was shot in the back.
Right.
7 times.
7 times.
7 times.
And it's so crazy for the hypocrisy of America, right? We go ahead and we see Jacob Blake. We see the outcome of his whole trial. Obviously, you know, the officer was not arrested. Nothing even happened to the officer. So immediately you go up on Twitter, you go on Facebook, whatnot. All the quote unquote white people who was for Trump, they saying, oh well, it was his fault or whatever. He should have been there. He should have been there. I literally made a post saying that, hey, look, Black Lives Matter is really, we stand for everybody. We not here just for Black lives. We here for all
Everybody.
the injustices. So if these things are happening to us, eventually these things, same things and sentiments will happen to you guys. So you guys need to join the fight with us and actually go for it and fight against these injustices, or you can allow this shit to be keep on happening and let black people be the example, and eventually down the road, same things will happen to you. And literally the same next day, y'all white folks got to acting up at the damn Capitol, and what happened to y'all? It was just a little taste of what goes on in Black Lives.
Was it the next day? It was the same day.
It was literally the next day. It was literally the next day. 24 hours later. That's literally what happened. And you guys lose a life. And now this woman is considered a martyr. You know, you guys try to claim that she was a hero. No, she wasn't a hero. She was not acting in the good of the people. Not whatsoever. Right. If anything, she incited more violence. She was the one trying to climb through the window of a... she was already on the inside. She was already on the inside. She was trying to break in even more. Right. So don't give her no stripes. Don't give her no hero stripes, because when it comes down to Jacob Blake, what does he look like to y'all? He's the villain, right? He was the protagonist in his own demise, you know. So don't give her those praises. Don't give her those stars, because she does not deserve it. I know she was a quote unquote veteran of the United States Air Force, but at the same time, same moment, you also got to think, if she was willing to go all the way to D.C., take off from her job, go all the way down there to do that, what has she been doing this whole time in the military, U.S. Armed Forces? What has she been doing? Right. What kind of rhetoric has she been spewing? What kind of energy has she been spewing and spraying? You know, I didn't mean to get this emotional.
This is the time.
But I really been waiting all week.
This is the time.
I'm so upset with America, you know, and honestly, if you guys cannot see the hypocrisy in America, if you cannot see that quote-unquote white privilege still exists in America, and it is the number one problem in America, then you guys are un-American. You guys are not here for the American people's future. You guys are here for your own selfish, your own selfish ideas, because for one, y'all had no reason to walk up in there and even try to bomb the U.S. Capitol, because they found 2 pipe bombs. They was trying to kill people.
Pipe bombs. They found the cops twist ties to tie people up.
People done took the cops fucking shields and shit. Like, bro, y'all un-American.
Everything about that attack was negative. It wasn't nothing positive. All of it. So for y'all to sit here and like you said, we don't wish death upon nobody, but to sit here and try to...
She was a sacrifice.
You know, give her all this praise. Everything about that, if you was there and you partaked in it, everything about that attack was negative. Wasn't nothing positive out of it.
Not at all.
So if we trying to compare apples to apples, if we looking at a Jacob Blake, or we looking at, George, if we looking at any of those to that, you know what I'm saying? It ain't comparable.
Right.
It ain't comparable at all.
Right.
We had somebody that was handcuffed to the ground, but you sitting here with your knee on his neck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You had somebody that was sleeping in the house, and you bust in the house, and you start shooting, and you shoot the wrong person.
Did y'all see the clip of the lady that was maced? This is why I'm saying this was planned. This was premeditated, bro. This was planned, bro. Because she was maced, and she was so taken back by the fact that I got one foot in the door and they maced me right. Like she was like, oh, like she was shocked. She was taken back by the fact that they maced her, bro.
I got maced.
You got maced.
Left place.
And what happened? You were trying to go inside the Capitol?
I made it like a foot inside, and they pushed me out, and they maced me.
What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Elizabeth. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee.
And why did you want to go in?
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution. We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
And she only got one foot in the door. She wasn't mad that everything happened. She was mad that she
got
didn't.
maced.
Bro.
It's crazy.
They went in there believing that they own America, that they owned the United States officials all in there. That's why a lot of people went in there. Well, this is our America. We do this. Y'all listen to us. You know, and it just shows, man, the hypocrisy. It shows the favoritism here in America. And if nothing is done because of this incident, if these people are not found, I'm telling you, America, it's going to look very sad.
It's going to get bad.
It's going to get very
would
bad.
Like, I know, we just, needle in a haystack, but what would you guys like to see happen?
Man,
moving forward. What would y'all like to see happen to those that were out there?
It's the Capitol. It's the Capitol. They got all this technology, face recognition,
Facts, bro.
Cameras.
Facts, yo.
I want
the
everybody charged to the highest power that was there to partake. I don't give a damn if you bust a window. I don't give a damn if you climbed a step. If you was there doing if you was there doing that attack, you need to be charged to the fullest extent.
I saw somebody grandma on there. Take her too,
man.
For real.
If we all these charges better be made public because when y'all was doing this, when everybody was out there protesting, for the Black Lives Matter, y'all took y'all time for the simple fact in Milwaukee, it's still people getting tickets and stuff to this day because not because they was rioting, because they was out past curfew.
Yeah.
So it's still so if y'all got that here in Milwaukee, y'all better treat the Capitol the same way.
If not more.
If not more.
Hey, we gotta do better. Y'all gotta do better. Y'all gotta do better. Scratch that. What am I talking about, man? But hey, I don't think we can stress on this situation enough, man. But
what more can we do?
We just gonna move forward, man. And hope that y'all take care of the shit that y'all need to take care of.
And I mean, really, I still, because honestly, man, like, obviously, we were all around, we were alive and kicking, when 9/11 had happened, right? And when that had happened, it was a turn on Muslims. And, you look at the Muslims, it was like, oh, this guy has a turban. And then next thing you know, it's more security. We got more cameras and stuff that. Next thing you know, the next problem in America was, quote unquote, all these Mexicans. Too many Mexicans up in here. So then y'all develop a task force for ICE and stuff, right? But now you see this. Man, in all honesty, as me being a Black American, it makes me kind of look at a few white people differently, man. Because it's like I gotta look at my own safety. I gotta look to see if y'all thinking a certain different type of way. And in all honesty, I bring this up because there's 2 times in my life. Because white people act different when it could be politics come around. When it comes to presidential races and stuff, they act a little differently, man.
Well, you gotta think about it. 400 years. 400 years they've been in power. They've been the voices.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
200 years we've been fighting for, social equality, social justice.
But at this point, it's like, what more can we do as Black people?
It's not us, though.
It's really, that's what I'm saying. Like, we have been put in positions where we can make an impact. Like, NBA players. Kyrie, for example.
But can we, though?
That's what I'm saying.
We have. Y'all think.
But how,
we have Milwaukee Bucks. But at the same time, it's like more of us need to take more risk to actually speak up on the injustices that's happening.
But then that's my thing. We have to take risks while also jeopardizing our livelihood and providing for our family. Where it shouldn't take that much.
Right, it really should.
It's a give or take.
It should already be understood.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like damn near like, okay, I'm a millionaire, right? I gotta grind out these 3 years, save and make financial plans in order to make a statement where I gotta plan it out a year ahead. So I know I'm gonna miss this money. I'm gonna get fined for this, and this. I know I'm gonna miss that money, so I gotta plan for that 3 years ahead. Like, it shouldn't take all that.
You know what? Yeah, honestly, you do speak to a great sentiment. A great sentiment of right. No, seriously, of like celebrities, because a lot of times they do get asked these questions. LeBron, why you not doing more for the Black community? Jay-Z, why you not doing more for the Black community? You don't understand the stresses of how much power one has, and then being Black in those predominantly white fields, you don't have the support that again, Donald Trump would have. Donald Trump went in there an uneducated politician, but you know what he did have? all them people, all those Republicans and whatnot, felt that this man was cool. We seen him on TV every Monday, every Sunday. We seen this man on TV. So, I'm not kissing his ass, although they were kissing his ass.
Yeah, a reality superstar.
A reality superstar. It took up until the people came in there and jeopardized their lives for them to be like, okay, we fucked up. We sorry. Dog, we can't mess with this person anymore. I almost lost my life. I almost didn't come home to my wife the other night.
I just hope that,
they need a reality check.
Yeah, I hope that they definitely, handle this the same way that they would have if it was us.
Right.
Or it's not. We hoping, but it's not.
Yeah, man.
Just like we was hoping and wishing about them giving justice to all these cop killings, it didn't happen.
Y'all,
we still in the same boat as Rodney King.
It's only the second week of January
like they
of
said,
2021.
I mean, in all honesty, 2021 already set off, man. Shoot, Dr. Dre. With Dr. Dre getting that brain aneurysm, I was like, man, these whole decade about to start taking all our grace, man.
What the F?
What the F? You know, Kobe passed a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, almost to the day right now as we are filming.
Yeah.
Shout out Kobe. But, then a year later, this year, 2021, Dr. Dre has the brain aneurysm. Man. That made me be like, hold up, bro. Like, right. I'm not ready for this year. Sheesh.
Yeah, man.
They say when
Kanye and Kim divorcing.
Maybe.
That might be a good
allegedly.
Man, they said Kanye messing with this transgender.
Man, no, we're not going there. We're not going there.
I pray to God.
We're not going there. I'm not going to give that my energy.
For you Chicagoans, I pray to God that is not true.
That don't have nothing to do with everybody else. That has to do with
that's a big representative. That's a big representative.
You never know, because with the Kardashians, men come in and they come out different. All right?
Okay. We really not gonna do that. We really not gonna do that.
Wake up, Mr. West.
Anyway, I'm not.
Mrs. West.
I'm not.
Right.
I'm not going there with them.
I hope
if you get a chance, this brother, please set this record straight. Let us know.
Something wrong with
go that way, bro.
I hope you don't, bro. I really don't. I look up to you. I still kind of look up to you.
Nah, either way it go. Kanye is still Kanye. One of the greatest producers of all time. One of the greatest artists of all time. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. We don't know what's going on in his love life.
Kanye.
And I hope that they life, you know what I'm saying? I wish that their marriage, continues and they can continue to build. Like,
I want great music.
You're praying us on his downfall, folks. What kind of that man married her because he loved her. You talking about I want to see the marriage no more.
It's not good, bro.
Anything a Kardashian touch, bro, goes to the shits.
Yeah, it do every time.
And Kanye is surviving and surviving, but
he putting up with so much mental pressure for them, bro. He going crazy, bro. This man, look.
Kanye has always been Kanye. If y'all listen to what he's saying in his lyrics, y'all listen to he be telling you who he is.
No, he was telling you what's going on.
He's telling you. He's been telling you. What lyrics say that? What lyrics said that?
He said.
What lyrics said that?
Let me think of a song really quick.
Yeah. Y'all come on, chill out on that all that negative shit.
So
No,
2010, Kanye going with Poopity Scoop.
You said what?
Yeah, you remember that record? Poopity Scoop. Scoopity Poop. You want that, Kanye? You want Kanye?
So, but where did that answer my question to what you just said, though?
I'm telling you this man.
You just talking about what his man. Chill out, folks.
Lyrics.
Yeah, he's talking about some. He's just talking about the song.
Okay, hold on. I got one for him, man.
Okay, man.
The whole Sunday movement. That could be something. Because we got to think about it.
Let me
think. The Sunday movement could be like, you know what? I need this guidance to get me out of what I'm going through.
Bro, I swear to God, bro.
Shut up. Y'all both slow as hell. Listen here. He came out with Jesus Walk.
Bro, okay.
That was like 10 years ago.
Bro, he has always preached this religion talk, bro. Kanye has always been a religious man.
Ben, break it down to him, please.
Because, okay, the thing is, it's like, Kanye is so high profile of an artist, bro. He got Kim Kardashian around him and everything else. They watch all his movements and shit. So he has to literally make a move that seems justifiable so he can kind of get what he trying to get out of it. That spiritual freedom, that spiritual enlightenment. They not gonna let him do nothing if it's not gonna be about $1. Kanye, honestly, I feel like is a trapped artist. I'm not gonna say he's in the sunken place, but this man definitely desperately wants out of something right now that he does not like, that he's a part of, bro.
Or no, maybe that's not what he don't desperately want out of something. He's
this man
been through some stuff, and y'all as like y'all as individuals, y'all are like attacking this man for what he has been through. No, that's not what you're doing. That's not love. That's not love. That's not love. Y'all are attacking this man for his experiences and just using the media and things that y'all see in the media to depict what y'all think this individual is. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. And I was just keep it at that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, moving forward, because we just dropped a lot of good content before that. I'm not finna stick on this bullshit because y'all ignorant.
He's mad.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. No, that's ignorant, bro.
Okay, look.
I'm mad. Yeah.
How would that even be made up? Because we both live in the same state, right? Whatever. I guess some girl made up a whole lie on TikTok and it went viral where she insinuates Kanye and Kim are getting divorced because a big male beauty influencer is sleeping with him. Me and Kanye have never hung out and this whole thing is really funny. So I guess if this is a start to my new year, Happy New Year.
Yeah, I guess so.
All I'm saying is, bro, I just want better music from Kanye. And all I'm saying is, bro, 2010, 2011, 2012, we were getting, we were getting like top tier Kanye. Cruel Summer, right? We got,
how many artists continue to produce good music throughout their whole career?
Now, Michael Jackson, Prince.
Michael had nothing but hits?
He had great music, bro. I'm not gonna
that might be one of the rare. Prince and Michael Jackson are Prince and Michael are the rarest. But let's talk about rap artists.
Kanye is rare.
Rap not always got good hits.
What? Everything he touched.
What did he come out with? He always got good hits.
Hold on. I think just like we gave. Hold on, wait. Just like we gave Kanye. Hold on, wait. We just gave Kanye his props for Sunday service. We forgot Snoop had the #1 gospel album this year.
Last year.
Last year, 2020. My bad.
Smile, bitch.
They did that.
That's not Snoop Dogg.
It actually is Snoop Dogg's record.
That's not Snoop Dogg's records, bro. That's Lil Duval's record.
No,
be quiet. You don't know what I'm talking about.
Snoop Dogg give the rotary or something like that, bro.
It's Lil Duval's record, folks.
I'm talking about his gospel album.
He's talking about gospel. He's talking about Smile.
I'm talking about his gospel album.
Y'all need to get it together.
I'm talking about his gospel album. And now, if you talk about a career of producing good music that is translated in every generation, you cannot say Snoop Dogg is not in that category of Kanye.
Right.
You're saying Snoop. I'm not saying Snoop is not one of the greatest artists or greatest, but he has not always had a consistent good pace of music, folks.
I get what you're saying because he hasn't always had great bodies of work, but Snoop Dogg has always had his time in the hip hop.
In every generation,
in every decade, bro.
So what is that saying?
What we're saying for Kanye,
in conclusion, please,
Kanye, we want great music from Kanye. Him having the Kim Kardashian influence around him definitely did not help his music brainstorming. All right, he is a better musician without Kim Kardashian. Yes.
Okay, moving forward. Yeah.
Kim Kardashian's bad, bro.
Yeah.
Now, let's see what happened to Travis.
So we just gonna wrap it up with Watch Your What. And first off, I don't know if he realized Travis is one of the most lucrative artists
right now, right?
Yeah.
Right now.
Okay, 5 years.
Right now.
5 years and Brad's gonna be looking crazy. It's gonna be
That's crazy. It really be your own people. Your own people.
Look,
but hey, I just want to end this one.
We ended it.
Yes, this is the end. This is the end. What you thought? I gotta watch your what? I gotta watch your what video that I want y'all to check out, man.
Okay,
so y'all check this out for me.
What's the video?
And watch it.
Of the cops who were sparsely distributed through our capital, which hasn't been breached since 1812 when it was burned. The reason they could easily and casually, with their cameras on, film themselves throwing things through the walls of our capital, our property, going inside the Capitol, sitting in Speaker Pelosi's office, casually take pictures of themselves, have that played on Fox News, they know that they are not in jeopardy. Because the cops are taking selfies with them, walking them down the steps to make sure they're not hurt, taking care with their bodies, not like they treated Freddie Gray's body. White Americans aren't afraid of the cops. White Americans are never afraid of the cops, even when they're committing insurrection. even when they're engaged in attempting to occupy our capital to steal the votes of people who look like me. Because in their minds, they own this country, they own that capital, they own the cops work for them, and people like me have no damn right to try to elect a president. Because we don't get to pick the president. They get to pick the president. They own the president. They own the White House. They own this country. And so when you think you own it, you own the place, you ain't afraid of the police because the police are you, and the police reflect back to them. We're with you. You're good. We're not going to hurt you because you're not them. Guarantee you if that was a Black Lives Matter protest in D.C., there would already be people shackled, arrested, or dead.
Thank you for staying tuned in to Put You On Notice podcast. Make sure you hit the follow, like, and subscribe button.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? This is the Wait a Minute morning show. B.E.N, Big Web.
Benjamin.
Y'all just been put on notice.
Yes, sir.